So if you have a news agency, a online blog, or any other sort of digital written media, you are obviously, have been looking at lots of different AI tools that you can use to help you and your team actually write faster, write better articles that get ranked in Google, right, which generates more profit for you. Now, the issue is the past sort of pipelines of writing articles has not been very good with AI, right? Google actually banning a lot of AI sites, and any site that has a lot of AI content is getting completely delisted, which is not what you want to do. So in this video, I'm going to show you the new AI tools that can be used for research and for writing that doesn't get you banned and actually will help you get ranked, while also doubling the efficiency of you and your writers. Okay, so let's just jump in straight away. I just want to touch a little bit on how actually you write a blog, right? So when you write, you've got two things. We have two things, right? Firstly, we've got to research, we've got to figure out what we're going to write about. And then you've got to take all your research and then you've got to actually write about that research. Now, when we're talking about AI tools, we typically, again, like the way you write a blog, have to split them up into these two categories, right? What do we do to research? How do we bring all the information in? And there are, a few tools now coming onto the market that you can use to research, but previously, sort of late last year, there weren't that many AI tools available. Although, you can go check out my other video on my sort of AI research assistant, which goes out and researches the web. So in the past, right, you would go do your research and that would be separate, and then you would go do your writing. So you might use a tool like Google Trends to go figure out what people in your specific niche are sort of searching, and then you would then go and write about it. Either you would just write about it normally, like you would do in the past, or you go to GPT and you ask it to generate an article for you on this topic, include these sort of topics, right? The issue is now that kind of content does not get ranked on Google, right? Google is very good at figuring out what kind of content it is, and actually most people are very good at figuring out what kind of content it is. For example, if we go to ChatGPT and we ask it on Llama 3.1. Now we're sort of generating this article. As you can see, in the ever-evolving world of artificial, how many blogs have you read recently that start in the ever-evolving, or this is revolutionizing this, right? People are actually just catching on to this. And to be honest, if you actually just read through this, take a second, read through, it provides absolutely zero value, right? And why is that? Well, because I actually chose a topic, of Llama 3.1 that came out a few weeks ago that ChatGPT doesn't actually have knowledge about. Right, so this is sort of where so this is like the issues with writing previously, right? So it sounds bad, doesn't rank on Google. Actually, you get pretty much like Google will crash your site, in terms of SEO if you start putting out articles like this. So it's incredibly damaging. It's better that you actually just don't put any articles out at all, and also it's just not up to date, right? So what we need to do if we want to use AI to properly help us write, we need to combine these two, right? We need to combine research and then combine the writing into sort of one blog where AI helps us use both and uses the research to do the writing. So let's actually go to the tool that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using SwiftWriter. So this is a tool that has both of those sort of elements in place. It has the research and then it also has the writing capability. So let's just jump straight into it. So we've got a couple different things. So we've got home, this is where all of our articles are coming from. And then we've got research. So we've got research, daily news, and paste. These three are sort of like inputs, your sort of research hubs. Then you take this and use the AI to write your actual articles. So, but before we do that, actually, I wanted to touch on, this, right? Why it sounds really, really bad is because it's using its own sort of understanding of how to write a blog. And you're going to get ranked, deranked on Google, and then everyone's going to realize that AI's written it, and it's not going to sound like you, or, if you've got hundreds of other articles that you've written, then you start posting these articles, people are going to catch on to that really quickly. So the other sort of good thing about this tool that I really like is the ability to create a creator. Now, what is a creator? A creator is basically you're giving the AI some training data to figure out, the kind of writing style that you want to do it. So here I've actually got Tim Ferriss in here. I've given a couple examples, but let's just create a new one. So I actually really like Seth Godin's writing style. I think he has an insanely good writing style. you can definitely, the good thing about this is if you have previous articles, you can use your own articles as examples, so then it writes in your style. The bad thing is my style is terrible. So let's add a few examples here. 80 words, so we need to add maybe one more example. Should be fine. So let's save that. Okay, so we've got to write it. Now, let's go to the different tabs. So let's actually start with daily news. So what this actually does is this goes out and scrapes on a bunch of websites and also Google News for keywords that you put in. So what you can actually do, if you've got, say, a blog in your space, so for me, I've got a blog on my AI automation agency, I can actually go out and find other AI automation agencies, blogs, and then scrape those in. So let's actually go do that. So this is Morningside AI. Let's go to the blog. Yeah, let's use this. So let's go into the scrape config. So what we can do is we can give it the blog, or if the blog's on the first page, like, a normal news site is, we add that. So basically what it will do is it will scrape all the articles, all the new articles that it hasn't scraped previously from that page. So let's add that. We can also add other ones, but maybe we'll leave that at that. Keywords. So this is what we're going to scrape Google for. So we're in the AI space. So let's just do that. Let's make it pretty broad. Number of articles. Let's actually just put that down to 5. And then 3.1. Actually, that will be better. Update scrape config. Okay. And what you actually do, you can set a time, and basically this will just scrape every day. So every day you get a bunch of articles that you can sort of wake up to and then just start generating. But we're going to scrape now. This is now going to scrape, take a little bit of time, come back once it's done. Okay, so we're back. We've scraped a bunch of articles from Google News and the site, and then we can come and have a look through. Meta release the biggest large model yet. So let's just go over here. We can click the news. We can see exactly sort of where it came from. It came from The Verge. Okay, let's use this just for demonstration. So let's grab that and then let's hit generate. Okay, and that's being generated in the home page. And actually, what I forgot to do there is to generate with a creator. So what we can do here is we can go here, we can select the creators. Let's generate in the voice of Seth Godin. And then we will generate that one. And what this basically does, it takes someone else's article, right, which has all the content, the up-to-date content in it, because it was recently written. We'll rewrite it in your chosen style, and then you can use that as sort of a draft, and you might want to play around with it and make it even better. But it rewrites it so there's no plagiarism checks, and that way Google's not going to figure out if that's been written by AI or not, and I'll show you that in a second. So, we can come to home and these two will be generating. But in the process, let's go to research. Now, what happens if, what you could do with daily news is you can come here. If you've got an idea, you can come in, you can put a keyword in, or you can find a website that you want to scrape that might have the article. But what if, you come up with an idea and you actually just want it to write about, but you want the AI just to go and do all the research for you, right? So what we can do here is we can add a research topic. So impact of open sourcing Llama 3. And then the good thing here is you can actually add keywords that you want to rank for, right? So you can use whatever tool you want to use to find your sort of long tail keywords that basically you want to rank for, that have low competition, and then you can put them in here, and then it's going to make the article optimized for those keywords. So let's go. We'll just add a couple examples there right now because I've not done any research on this. So we'll save that. That will be added as a topic. And then again, what we do, we hit, let's again, Seth Godin, and then let's generate. Okay, so that's being generated. If we go home, so our 2 articles here have been generated. So let's have a look at this one. So we've got the article here. It's talking all about the Llama 3.1, and we've got all the different, we've got the up-to-date news basically on it. Now, what we can also do is we can edit this article, right? So these typically, I would think about them as drafts. I wouldn't think about them as finished articles. So you want to actually come in here as a writer and probably just write them up a little bit to make them sound a bit better as well, right? So you can come in here, you can do a bunch of editing. And the nice thing here as well, it will also generate sort of your slug, right? It'll generate your slug, it'll generate your SE that you want to put in as your sort of your tags. You've got image SE as well. And then we've got long summaries, short summaries. So if you post this blog, you post this blog and then you want to post it on Twitter, you can just come here and use these summaries, and then it will also generate an image for you. So we can hit save if we want to do a bunch of changes, and then we can actually download this, download it from Markdown, clip down, or we can actually download the documents. So let's actually have a look at this research article. So research articles tend to be a little bit longer, right? As you can see, you can take a little quick read through. It's actually written it very. If you read Seth Godin's blog, it does actually sound kind of like him. We've got a really nice sort of very long researched article here that basically it's gone out, it's done all the research, and then it's pulled that back in. So that is SwiftWriter, and what you can do then is you can take these, download these, come and put them in your blog. And that's just simply a way that every day you can save a bunch of time by allowing the AI to do the research for you, and then also generate sort of your articles in a more, in a better fashion, so that you're not going to get penalized by Google.